Hey guys, what is up? It is Sincerity, and today I'm going to be showing you how to texture text. Because I think was it a week back I did a tutorial on how to texture, and I didn't feel that I covered everything. Because when I started making intros, one of the main things I wanted to learn how to do was texture, because back then that was the difference between a good intro and a bad intro. It is now starting to seem like Blender intros are coming more now to the standard of Cinema 4D. So that's what I'm going to be doing for you today, is learning how to take your intros one step further. I'm assuming you've already got Blender. If you haven't got Blender, as always, it will be down in the description below. You can go ahead and download it. But today we will be texturing text. So what you need to do, I've just got a simple Lightroom setup right here. What you need to do is you'll need to go into Cycles Render, because texturing in Blender Render is nigh on impossible, and you won't get that detailed lighting that you will have in Cycles. So what you need to do, just switch over to Cycles, and as you can see, I got my screencast so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So switch over to Cycles, don't worry about what's in the background, that is just a simple Lightroom, so you can see what the finished product is going to be like. So there we go, we just got a simple, Lightroom. I haven't really put any missions on yet, so it ain't a Lightroom. So what you need to do, to start texturing, you will of course need some textures. So to get some textures, you will go to this site here, cgtextures.com. They are amazing. They have new textures uploaded every day by numerous people, and the best thing is they are all royalty free. And even with a free account, I think you get 15 credits a month. 15 credits will get you about 7-8 textures depending on the size you want. So what we're going to do today is we are going to find some metal textures. I've already downloaded a couple, but you can see where I got them from. So as you can see, down on the left hand side we have all the textures at our disposal. We'll go down to metal, and then usually for the front-facing text, because usually in intros now, text is not just one single text. You have multiple text layers laid on top of each other to give just a further level of depth and visual interest. So what we'll do is we'll go down to bare. As you can see, they have 199 textures available. So just scroll down and, see what you like. Art is subjective. You don't have to get what I get. Just get what you want. So say something like this. And it has it in many sizes. Unfortunately, they've now done this premium. I think you pay monthly and you get a premium account. I don't have a premium account, but that doesn't limit you too much. You can still get quite a lot. But obviously, the key with texturing, if you can, try and get the highest resolution you can. 4K probably works the best, though it can make your renders a bit slower, which is bad. So I'll just show you the textures that I got. I got 2 metal textures, something around the nature of this, and then I got a sort of like, I don't know, I got floor metal. I think I got a red one. I think I got a bare floor metal or something. It was like a red metal texture. I'll just show you the texture that I got. Awesome background. Yeah, I got a metal galvanized. I thought that looked pretty cool. And I got a metal floor painted. Let's just open this in photos. So as you can see, we just got our like little red and red and silver, I don't know, floor texture. Also, one thing I do recommend when you're getting floor textures, or any texture for that matter, because you're going to be editing them, get sort of high contrast textures, or textures that are easy to edit and manipulate. Later you'll know what I mean by that. So basically, easy to edit. And then I got this metal galvanized. I thought that looked pretty cool. So we'll just give that a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You can always switch it out with another texture. So what you need to do now is, obviously you will need to go back to the internet, because to edit this texture you will need GIMP. So just go ahead and download that. We'll be using it a bit later in the tutorial. So we'll go back to Blender. So what I've done now is I've just set up a simple Lightroom. We'll just put an emission on this. put an emission on all three of these because, you know, we need to actually see our object. And we'll just change the background to black so you can actually see what I'm doing. The background for that one. There you go. As you can see, I have the cycles on very low. We'll just position the camera here-ish so we can actually see what we're doing. I'll just press N and I will lock camera to the view, and I'll just rotate that around a bit, and I will disable that ray visibility. Don't worry about this, you don't have to do this. So yeah, now we'll just give that a little render. That looks a lot better, and obviously we'll switch that to GPU compute, because if you have an NVIDIA or now an AMD graphics card, you can actually render with your GPU, which is a hell of a lot faster. I cannot emphasize enough how important that feature is. So yeah, and we'll just turn the cycles up a bit more and turn it to full HD, because as you can see, that is quite grainy. So yeah, we'll just turn the cycles up. And cycles for you cycles users is basically how good the render is, because as you can see, that's very pixelated. Render it again. As you can see, that is so damn smooth, like jeez. So yeah, now we can actually get on with what we're doing now. So after you've got your textures downloaded, you will need to apply them to the cube, or should I say text, because we're not going to be texturing the cube, because I've already done that. We're going to be texturing some text. What you need to do is hold down Shift A and select text. And well, first we need to drag that to the center there. I'll just unlock that, so then I don't mess my camera up as I keep scrolling around everywhere. Whoa, that's a load of spam in the viewport there. There we go. We'll just rotate that to RX90, pretty standard, and we will edit it. Should I say your name or sincerity? I don't know. We'll go sincerity. There we go. Go back to the camera mode by pressing numpad 0. We may want to scale that up a bit. Actually, maybe not too much. Because one thing I have learned is don't scale things up too much, because they just take up way too much of the screen, and it's a bit like in your face. Because obviously you've got to think that you're not going to be watching this in a screen that big. You're going to be watching a screen that big. So it's obviously going to be a lot bigger. So when we render this, it's going to be that big. So just take into account sizes wise. So yeah, obviously we got no depth on that text at the moment, so we'll just edit the depth a bit. So yeah, go to the text tab on here, extrude. Let's actually do that to 0.15. Yeah. And then what we'll do with this, we shall duplicate it. So Shift D, just hold down left click as a standard, and then increase the offset, and then decrease the extrusion, and maybe increase the bevel a bit. And obviously we want to change this text, so we will just go ahead and change the text. Select one of them, go to fonts. It should be in your recents, or just go ahead and find it. It should be on Windows, users, and then fonts, I think. But just go ahead and look around. It's not that hard to find. Urban Elegance, I don't know what font to go for, because I have a load of fonts and I can't remember the names of them. I do have a file or a Word document. Let's go American Faster Regular. I have no idea what it looks like. I think that looks nice, and then we'll go American Faster in that one. And you'll decrease the offset until it's more straight. There we go. Depth on that one, we'll just get a little bit of depth, and we'll increase the resolution of the bevel. So there we go. Now we have some light. Obviously we still have no texture at all whatsoever, but that's okay. So now what we're gonna do is actually, we're going to space the text out a bit. Letter 1.2. We don't need that one. And then go to the other one. 1.2. Just see what it looks like. Shift click and drag it over. And then boom. We've got our text pretty much centered. But it doesn't really matter. Actually, we'll delete that light source there. We don't need that. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to texture it now. So select the first text right there. And what we're going to do is we are going to add a material to it. So select new. And what you're going to do, as soon as you've got that material selected, do not touch this. Okay? Do not touch this whatsoever. Do not. Have we emphasized that? Do not touch that. Okay. So what you're going to do is you are going to see default here. Click that. Go to compositing. Okay? And check use nodes. Because obviously, English, bro. So yeah. And what we're going to do is, instead of having this, because this is render layers, we are going to select it to materials. And obviously we have that selected. And this is our basic texture. We have diffuse, BSDF, material output. Simple. Diffuse texture is on the material output, is on the surface. That's what you can see on the surface. So what we're going to do now is very simple. Mark my words. Trust me, it's simple. I'm not going to make it complicated. If I didn't think you could do it, I wouldn't be making this tutorial. So what we're going to do now is we are going to Shift A. Can you still see it? No, I don't think you can see it. Oh, Shift A too. Okay. If you look down there and you get confused what buttons I'm pressing, just look there and you should see what buttons I'm pressing, like I just said. So Shift A, go to shader and select glossy and drop that there. Basically, what we're going to do is, because we need to mix these, we're going to Shift A again and we are going to add a mix shader. Drag and drop that until that yellow line or that grey line lights up yellow. Drag and drop that there, and then add the glossy into the bottom. Now what should happen is you should get an equal distribution of diffuse and glossy. So it should be equally as glossy as it is diffuse. So now when we render this, you can see down in the little compositor render window, it's a little bit glossy. It's not too glossy because we've got the roughness on 2. We put that down to 0. As you can see, we've got it quite glossy now, and you can see all the reflections in it. And that looks, it looks okay. But we need to take this one step further. So what we're going to do is we are going to add in a image. So Shift A, again, go to texture this time, and go to image texture. Now what we're going to do is, to get this all set up, we're going to do Shift A again, go to, was it vector? Yeah, vector, and then you see mapping, bump, select bump, and go ahead and drop that down there as well. Now what we're going to do with the image texture is, you see the color one here in yellow, drag that down into the height, because basically the height of the bump texture is how high, because it displaces the texture, or no, it displaces the material according to the texture. If you put it on normal, it will make everything go crazy in different colors, and it's like you're tripping balls. Instead of color, we're going to set that to non-color data, because we're going to disasterize all our photos. If you're not a photographer, disasterize means basically make everything black and white. And then with this bump map, or this bump map, with this bump node, because these are called nodes, put the output normal of the bump into the normal of the glossy, and the normal of the diffuse. And then, obviously, last of all, we need to open our image texture. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to our desktop where I saved it, and I have no idea where I saved it. Okay, so this is the one on the front. I think what we're going to do is we are going to do the metal galvanized, open image. Now when we render this, you'll see that nothing happened. Why is that? It's because basically we haven't UV unwrapped it. Because the text is still a text, we need to UV unwrap it. You may be mad at me thinking that what I've done is completely irrelevant, but it isn't. It's just to show you that just simply putting an image texture on it and expecting it to work ain't gonna work. So what you need to do is you need to split the view. To split the view, you have this little thing here. We're going to split the view, select that to UV image editor, and with this, you need to turn this into a mesh, because funnily enough, to texture things, they need to be a mesh and not a text. This is a very easy way to do this. Put that to one side. So with it selected, hold down Alt and press C. And you can see that it says convert to. We need to convert to a mesh from a curve / meta / surf / text. I have no idea what these two are, but basically all we're interested in is text. So select that, and now when you go into edit mode by pressing tab, you can see that it's made of a load of vertices. So to select all these vertices and make them editable, we're going to need to go into edit mode by pressing tab, pressing A to select all of them, and then pressing U on our keyboards. And then I usually go with Smart UV Project because it just makes it easier, to be honest. And just press OK. Don't worry about any of that. So now when we go into this, we are going to just press this little thing here, and you should see that every part of our text is now on our UV map. So we're going to now, in this window, make sure you're in this window, select all of that, select a new, create new image, yes, wait, upload from file, I probably should have done that first, desktop, and then go find our metal galvanized, open image, and now you can see that all of that is on there. So now if we go, just press this sort of thing, actually we can go out of edit mode now, go into object mode, go into rendered mode. As you can see, this is now textured. How brilliant is that? But it looks quite crappy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into edit mode, go back from solid, and we have all this selected. Just scale it up like loads, because basically it'll tile it, so this will be tiled all around. It won't just have these areas covered. So now when we go back into rendered mode, you can see that this is a hell of a lot smaller. We could probably scale that up even more so, just like that, and boom, we have our textured text. Isn't that awesome? Where's the light coming from? There we go, put that a bit brighter. Okay. So now we're just going to do the exact same thing for the other text. So select this, Alt C, Mesh, Tab A, U, Smart UV Project, Unwrap, and we're going to select a different one, so we have the metal floors painted. Open that, A, scale up, boom, rendered. And the reason why it's not done anything is because we haven't composited any of it. So we're going to have to go into compositing, and then literally with this one, is that the other one? Is that edit mode? Meh? What happened? Okay, so we've got this, and we need to actually add a texture to it. New, diffuse, add shader, glossy, add shader, mix shader, boom, add texture, image, add vector, bump, bam, whoop, bam, bam, bam. And now what we should get when we render this, it's not textured. Oh my god. Yeah, let me just go back and redo that. I think I probably have done the texturing like too early. The hell happened? Metal galvanized. What? I don't understand what happened. And then this one should be that. Well, we're definitely editing it. Oh, it's because we didn't open the image texture. Jesus, that confused the living hell out of me. Oh my god, I am so stupid. There we go, metal floors painted. Non-color data. Wow. That was like, wow. Okay, so now we have our different stuff. Wow. Okay. Now I'm officially stupid. So now what we have here is pretty much the finished product, but we're just gonna edit the colors around a bit and change that to maybe, what was the color? If you want, as a little bit further, you can pretty much stop the tutorial here now, or you can carry on further. I recommend you do carry on further because it does get quite a bit interesting. So what we're going to do is, with the textures you have downloaded, you are going to head into Photoshop or GIMP, like I told you. Just go ahead and download it here. It's basically a toned down version of Photoshop, because if you don't agree with cracking Photoshop, I certainly don't, go ahead and download GIMP. Oh no, you can't see the top part of it. So basically, go to File, and just open an image. So let's go open. Let's go to desktop. I have way too much stuff on this thing. Desktop. Metal galvanized. Actually, let's go metal galvanized. It's going to open. Okay, cool. It's open. So basically what we're going to do now is we are going to go to image. Actually, I'll do it down here so you can actually see what I'm doing. We are going to go to this, and we are going to select levels. And we're basically just going to massively increase the contrast. So this thing, and let's add a hue saturation. Was it brightness contrast? There we go. Brightness, put that down, and then contrast. Contrast can be on 100. Use legacy. No idea with that. Oh, that's just resetted it. Brilliant. Wow. Whoa. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Auto. Oh. You did that. Okay. So put that all the way up 100, and then we are going to basically select that again, and we are going to go to hue saturation, saturation, all the way down. Lightness, it doesn't really matter about lightness, to be honest. Brightness, contrast, yeah. We'll do that. It basically just highlights, because Blender only if you're setting it to non-color data, it only recognizes black and white. So I mean, we're just going to do it in black and white, so it emphasizes those nice tones, so we can get a really nice texture. And this will be the diffuse map. So just go ahead, File, Quick Export PNG. Just go desktop again, because why not? Just dump everything on the desktop like I usually do. So yeah, I'll go back to Blender, and we are going to basically Shift D this image texture. Instead of having that, we are going to select the new one that we just created. So go desktop, and then it should say, oh, I don't know what it is. I think it's untitled PNG. Well, I have no idea. Oh, PNG there, metal galvanized PNG. So there we go, and basically put the color of this into the color of that. Oh, that's the other one. Okay, don't do that. Okay, basically go back to the other one, duplicate that, say metal galvanized.png and set that to the color. And actually what we can do is we can just split this and put that into the roughness. So basically the roughness will be affected, and the good thing about this is you don't need to UV unwrap it again. It will just do it all for you. So that is pretty cool. We'll set that to Akim surely, because why not? We can do the color. You can do both if you want to. So yeah, I just think that looks a lot cooler. And then we'll go to the back layer, and we can do that again. Instead of doing that, we can go back into Photoshop, image, open, go to top, desktop, and then bottom. No idea what I'm doing. I'm just pretending it's all a game. Everything's a lie. Nothing's real. Open this and literally just do the exact same thing. We can actually create a bump map. Yeah. Wait. I swear it was here. Filter. Well, definitely wasn't in filter. Okay, we'll just do it with hue saturation, because I cannot be bothered. Brightness, contrast. Let's increase the contrast. Selective color. Basically, make that as dark as possible. Use saturation. Saturation going to 0. Lightness, we'll just keep that at like 0. Hue doesn't even matter. And then we'll go for the levels. We can do that. So we've like completely changed the texture. And then again, file, export, quick export to PNG, save. Oh, nope. Go back to Blender like we were, and then select that one, desktop. Just find the PNG, non-color data because we copied it, and then go roughness, go diffuse. Roughness or color, that's always the gamble. Also, what I recommend doing on this is just decreasing the strength. Because if you do that, if you decrease the strength a lot, you'll only have what was on there. So you increase the strength like a little bit, you just get that little, obviously you can see the bumps are there, but they're not like in your face. As well as the distance as well, you can increase the distance. I'm not actually sure what that does. I have no idea, don't even ask. And then, especially on the other one, we could probably put that down to about 0.15. So there we go. I mean, look at that text though. And I mean, if you really wanted to, you could duplicate this again. So Shift D, color, and put that into the FAC. Go into the other one, duplicate, put that into the FAC. Has that made it look worse? Or not? I don't know. Oh, that looks nice. That definitely looks nice. Maybe change that to that one. We'll change the color on it as well. Wait, color? Oh, that is weird. That is weird. The reflection is a different texture than the actual texture on it. Wow. Okay. We'll just remove that one. We can have it as the same texture, because why not? There we go. We'll put it as like a nice orange. A nice orange / yellow color, and then we can put that one to like a gloss black or something. Okay, we'll put the diffuse on that one to like an orange, and then we'll put the reflection on it to like a white. So I mean, yeah, that looks pretty nice. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed all the way to the end, we'll give that a little render now. Damn, that looks nice. That is a definite improvement on what we had before. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave it in rendered view, because that is just so goddamn pretty. I don't think I've seen anything more beautiful in my life. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. It truly means a lot. If you liked the video, if you found it helpful, drop a like down at the bottom. Sorry that the tutorial's been a bit long. I know we didn't really get off to a brilliant start, but I mean, hey, you have to wait for the nice things in life. Good things are always worth waiting for. So anyway, guys, hopefully I should see you in the next one. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.